Which, by the way, fun fact, I actually used to have a cooking YouTube channel. Good luck finding it, but it is out there. I did. It was interesting. It was a cooking YouTube channel, and I did it for a little while, and it never really went anywhere. And if I'm being honest, I was just filming myself cook the dinners that I made, and I found out real quick that it's really difficult to post consistent cooking videos when the only thing I'm filming is what I'm cooking for dinner, and I generally make pretty much the same things over and over and over. So what I tried to do is I tried to make it like a horror ARG. It was a cooking channel, but slowly I would continuously get more and more sick, and things around like the kitchen would like very slowly get grosser and grosser. You know, it was, I don't know. There was some sort of a plan there, but it never panned out. In fact, all the ARG parts that I did post, I deleted them off the channel. So if you find it, all you're gonna find is cooking. You're not gonna see kind of the horror stuff that I put on there. Here's the funny part about why I ended up not going through with it, and why I canceled the ARG thing, and I deleted all the videos that had to do with that. So, for one, this was before COVID, and it was around the time that I stopped doing it, and I went through and I deleted everything, was when COVID started. And that's not the reason why I stopped doing it. It was because my grandma saw a video where I put out like a video of me being like, hey guys, just letting you know, I've been feeling real sick lately. I went to the doctor. They said I had this disease. So that was kind of like the beginning of it, right? And I put out a couple more videos after that. But the videos that came after that were like nothing special, because the idea was that it was going to be very, very slow, the transformation into whatever was happening to me in it. Well, my grandma saw them, and she knew at the time I was on the fire department, and she called my fire department and was like, what happened to my grandson? And my fire chief actually called me into the office and sat me down, and he said, why are you telling people on YouTube you have some sort of weird disease? And my fire chief, by the way, is like 80 years old. He's ancient. Like, they built him in the fire academy factory out of different body parts of different firefighters, right? That's the kind of dude this guy was. He didn't know what an ARG was. He barely knew what YouTube was. And he couldn't use a computer to save his life. He still used flip phones like this guy. And he's just like, I don't fucking care. We eventually convinced him that it was like an art project, essentially. Which I guess technically it was, right? It was for entertainment. He was like, okay, but you have to take all that down. I went up to my assistant chief and I was like, hey chief, I'm not putting on any department logos. Like, I'm not wearing my firefighter shirt. Like, I'm not claiming to be a firefighter in the videos. And in fact, in all the videos I did, you couldn't see my face, right? Because that was kind of part of it, was that you couldn't see my face. You never saw my face. It was just like you would see my hands and my body every once in a while. And the idea was at the end of, like, you would finally see my face, and like my face would be like falling apart, right? Like the skin would be coming off, and my eyes would be all jacked up, and like it was gonna be gross, right? And I let him know that, and he was like, "No, that's weird." I was like, "Okay." That was kind of the end of that.